Hey, know it alls! Welcome back to another episode of the Answers for Everything podcast. Once again, we thank you for spending some of your free time with us. Don't forget to like and share on our socials. And if you have any questions that you want us to answer, just reach out on Instagram at AFE_podcast. That's A as in Apple, F as in Frank, E as in Edward, then the underscore symbol, then the word podcast. So pour yourself a stiff drink and enjoy the show.
Well, Josh is on his way, so it won't just be the two of us gazing into each other's eyes and furiously masturbating under the desk. Or, in your
Oh,
case, above the desk and onto your own face. Give yourself one of them. What was it? No, the KFC wet nap?
I'm not sure that was the KFC wet nap.
No, the KFC wet nap was when you take your salty, sweaty testicles and you grab the extra skin from them and you stretch it out like in a rectangle and you put it on someone's face and they use it as one of those, I don't know, what do you call them? The masks that girls wear at night, the exfoliation mask.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. KFC wet nap, people.
Well,
Salty nutsack.
yes. I thought we had enough of those KFC wet naps this past weekend.
Man, it was beautiful. Couldn't get enough of it.
I will say one thing though. I spent way too much time in the airport, but I think you did as well.
Yeah, yours was by choice. Mine was by, hey, you know what? Fuck all y'all. We're just not going to schedule properly. Yeah, they said it was completely in their control. They didn't have the right amount of staff to fly, so they were waiting for flight attendants from other flights to land in order to use those flight attendants to be on our plane.
Yeah, we kind of had some kind of issue around that as well. There was a delay for the flight that was coming in. I guess it must have been from Kansas City. I don't know,
Hmm.
wherever the flight was. Then we flew back, but we did have some fairly hot attendants. I don't know what the proper term for them is now. Stewardesses, basically.
Oh, so
Uh,
it wasn't hot dudes, it was hot chicks.
no, no, no. We managed to have an all-female crew
Hmm.
that was taken care of, and a couple of hotties out of the two.
Every single one of the flight attendants on our flights kept asking us if we needed help holding our boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, I know what you're up to, you sly fox. You want to take my donuts and you want to gobble those fuckers down. I've only got one left
Mm,
out of a dozen.
yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
put those things away with the quickness, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I gave three away in Abbotsford, and my kids each took one. Then a friend is grabbing one, so I ate six over 3 days. That's over 4 days. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, really. I mean, I ate so much kind of junk food, I mean, until tonight, the last real food I had was that poutine last night.
And that's not
So,
even real food. It's just
no, no, it's not.
fast
It
food
was,
poutine.
yeah, it was okay. It was, I mean, here's the thing though. How many times have I had poutine to compare it to?
I have no
I've
idea.
never had, I've never, well, not very many. They had poutine for a limited time once at like Longhorn Steakhouse down here in
Yeah.
Kansas City, and it was really damn good. But that was like really the only time I ever had it. I think maybe I had it once before when I was in Canada, but it's not like a common menu item, around here.
I'll have to take your
So,
word for it. I don't eat poutine because I don't like cheese, so I never look for it on a menu.
oh,
It's
okay.
so far under my radar.
Yeah. It's an
Hey,
interesting dish.
hey, Josh, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Good,
Hey,
good.
bud.
Ralph?
Good, pretty good. Good to see you guys made it home safe.
Yeah, later than usual, but safe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Are you a poutine connoisseur?
See, I like poutine, but I don't like soggy stuff, so I usually have my gravy on the side.
Hmm,
Do you
I'm with
like
you.
what, just kind of dip it in there?
I just pour it on sections at a time.
Ah, okay.
It always boggles my mind how somebody can get a plate of fries and just grab the ketchup bottle and empty it on top of the plate of fries
So disgusting.
because you're not getting the consistency you want with each fry. Some fries will have more ketchup than fries, some fries will have no ketchup. I don't know. I like to do a little dip. I want the flavor, a little bit of ketchup, and the fry. I don't want to have a ketchup flavored fry with that
Yeah.
cold ketchup sauce on a hot fry, just masking the warmth of the fry.
And the crispiness.
Right? Just
Yeah.
soggy. Yeah. Not a fan.
No, no, I don't dump my ketchup on my fries. It's got to be to the side where I can just consistently dip what I want onto whatever batch of fries that I'm eating at the moment. So,
So, Charlie Ray, I was gonna bring you a Canadian McDonald's McChicken sauce because we've talked about this before. Where when I'm in Canada, where I live, you can get McChicken sauce. If you can ask anybody working at any McDonald's if you can have a McChicken sauce, and they'll give you one of those little pillow packets, like where ketchup would be in, but it would be McChicken sauce, and it would say McChicken sauce on it. And then last year, you could go to Walmart and you could buy McChicken in a squeeze bottle. They had their McChicken sauce and their tartar sauce and their Big Mac sauce in squeeze bottles. So you could buy it and use it at
Hmm.
home. But when I was in the States, I kept asking for McChicken sauce and the guys thought I was crazy. They kept like not understanding the words that were coming out of my mouth. So then I asked them to get a manager and I asked for McChicken sauce and the guy just looked at me like there was something fucking wrong with me. And at this point, I realized there was something wrong with me. I was definitely ordering the wrong thing. And he's like, "You mean mayonnaise?" I was like, "Sure." And he brought out these two little packets and it said light mayonnaise with little McDonald's logos on it. And I was like, that's the stuff that goes on your McChicken sandwiches? He's like, "Yeah." So I opened it and I put it on my tray and I dipped my fries. Like, "Yep, that's McChicken sauce." So in Canada, it's got a name, and in the States, it's light mayonnaise. But
Yeah.
the reason I didn't bring it to you is because I have one in the fridge here. I went to McDonald's like last week, and I got a McChicken sauce on the side. But what I didn't realize is it doesn't say McChicken sauce on the package anymore. It now says mayonnaise.
Huh.
How weird is that?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it used to say McChicken sauce, and now it just says mayonnaise. So I didn't want to bring it
Well,
because it would have been the exact same thing that you would see if you ordered it at your place.
well, yeah.
I was trying to get you something
Yeah.
special, like the that HIV that I got you.
Oh, well, thank you.
No problem. Oh yeah. By the way,
I
while you were
appreciate.
sleeping, I was giving you HIV. Sorry.
Hmm. Is that what was on that banana?
That's what was on that banana.
Hmm. Oh man.
So your flights were uneventful or what?
90-minute delay for me,
Oh,
and then a 30-minute delay for luggage, and then a 40-minute delay for my shuttle from the airport to my car. So
ouch.
yeah, me planning to get home at 2:30 got me home at 4:30. 4:30 a.m. and I worked at 9. So I was like, fuck off, bitch. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on very little sleep. Very, very little sleep. And I still got kid stuff to do after this. Like not molesting them, just, my kids.
Well, that's good.
It's
Yeah.
You
nice.
know.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the family is always good though too.
Yeah, if you're
So.
royalty, but I'm not royalty.
I don't know. Do you have blue blood?
I don't. And I'm also not
Yeah.
a Rothschild, so I don't qualify for molesting anybody in my family because of that.
Word around the office is
Oh, and I got a
you have
fat
blue
cock.
blood. That too. Yeah. Yeah, my flight delay wasn't quite as bad. My first flight was fine, and then they had like a 45-minute or so delay for the second flight due to the plane coming that we were going to take to go back to Kansas City was delayed at their end for some reason, so it caused a delay for our connecting flight. So we left about 40 minutes later than we were supposed to. But then he I guess apparently put the pedal to the proverbial air metal and took 20 minutes off of it by flying fast. So I don't know.
That's-
We got a good tailwind, one of the
uh,
two.
I got two funny things here in regard to that. When we were getting on the plane, after we kept getting the announcement of the delay and the announcement that they're waiting for the flight attendants and everybody come, everybody's going to get on the plane. Oh, we got a full flight. Make sure we gate check your big bags. And then
Right, right, right.
as we're all on the plane, like shuffling down the aisle, the flight attendant's like, "All right, I see you putting your small little backpacks up top. I see you putting
Uh-huh.
your folded jackets up top. Can you please refrain from putting all the little bags up top? Put all the little ones under the seat so that everybody has room to put their big bags up top on the overhead. So if you just listen to me, we'll go a little bit quicker and we'll get to our destination a little bit faster." And I was like, "Well, we're only running late because of you. Like the only reason we're in this situation right now is because of you. Don't throw it at us that we're the ones delaying the plane because we're putting
Right,
jackets in the overhead. The flight is delayed because you're a fucking idiot and you guys didn't plan something properly. Don't blame this shit on us." Yeah. And then it was
right.
really, when you're taxiing out and then you turn a corner and then you got your like straight stretch and the plane just like waits for a couple seconds and then it like plows down the runway and lifts
Oh
off.
yeah. Yeah.
We were driving towards our like runway And the guy was going, I swear to God, like 70 kilometers an hour through the parking lot. He turned a corner.
Just
I, I,
yeah.
I felt the wings tilt as he's turning a corner, and he didn't even stop. He turned that corner and just fucking gunned it, and we were gone. It was like a 70-degree angle turn, and then just straight on the runway and up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? These guys are in a hurry. This is kind of awesome.
You know what that's called? That's called Dukes of Hazzarding flight. That's what it's called. He just didn't slide across the front of the the hood of the plane to get into the window.
It
He just
honestly
took it
felt
around
like
there.
that.
He's like, "What? They said go. Fucking punch it, Bob. Let's
Yeah. Oh,
go."
it was the weirdest thing to like just whip around that corner, like slide over my seat a little bit. I'm like, what's going on? Are we getting chased by
Then
someone?
just take off.
Yeah,
He probably just watched the new Top Gun movie or something. He was feeling saucy.
oh my God.
He probably hurt. Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. I mean, I wish more flights were like that because it was kind of more fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. I've had a situation like that one time on a plane, or just they were just like they were just like hauling ass when they were taxiing. I'm like, is this even taxiing, or is this kind of like midline speeding? You
Yeah.
know, they're just like, boom, I'm like, what the fuck?
I always thought it'd be neat to take like lots of 747s on the highway just to see what that's like. Like 8 of them on like Highway 1 driving to Vancouver. How awesome would that look?
We have like drag racing with planes. That would be awesome.
If you had the money.
Yeah, he's lined
Right?
up. We have like, oh, we've got the money for like 8 tandem, you know, uh, tarmacs,
It'd be pretty
and just
sweet.
lined up planes. That would be pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
hey, at least my I guess my team won on the way home. I didn't get to watch the game because I was in the air, but
So does that mean they're going to Super Bowl?
yep,
Is that a normal
yep.
thing? I don't watch sports, so is that a normal thing?
Well, honestly, at this point for the Chiefs, it is a normal thing. They've been
I'm
to
sorry, that name is racist, and I think you should change it.
not my
Josh,
team.
don't you feel personally victimized by that name?
I do not.
Hmm.
See?
So what you're saying is I shouldn't be out there social justice for you?
Yeah, why would you want to think for us? We're good.
Oh, that's really weird. I thought I was doing a favor by calling everyone out.
Except for one year, the Chiefs have played in almost every Super Bowl for the last 5 years. They've
Oh,
won. They've won two, lost one, uh, and yeah, it's crazy. Here's the problem. We're at the point now where it's like they're so friggin' damn good that everybody's sick of them. Because first everybody's like, "Oh, cool, it's a great, amazing team." Everybody jumps on the bandwagon. It's cool, and after a couple, 3 years, everybody's like, "Damn it, I want to see a different team. I just keep seeing the same team over and over and over and over." It's like Tom. You got tired of seeing Tom Brady. So
yeah, but the difference is with Tom Brady, they were winning. You said your team's not always winning.
well, the Patriots lost the Super Bowl.
Not in my
They
world.
lost a couple of them.
Tom Brady's a god. Shut up. Just kidding. I know nothing about sports. I don't even know who Tom Brady is.
You just love him because he's a white guy.
Oh, that there we are. Back to color.
Yeah,
Back to color.
yeah. Well, anyway, I guess the Chiefs decided this year they wanted to make it a little bit harder, so they had to win road games instead of home games. So, they tried to give everybody more of a sporting chance.
They just wanted to get more fans. Now they've gotten their little tour and they've got fans from those cities. They're just going to bring them to Kansas City.
No, no, there's a lot of hate for Kansas City right now because of Taylor Swift and the whole them having her at the games because of her dating Travis Kelce, and they show
What?
her all the time. And honestly,
That's the
I
thing.
can't stand
Pe-
her.
people care about who's in the stands. That's the thing that matters.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It,
Sports is weird
Clay,
to me.
me and you
So
both know. Yeah, it's all weird. It's all
sports
weird.
sports is weird to me. You're telling me people are there to watch a football game, but they're more concerned with one girl in the stands, and then they're more concerned about somebody like dropping to their knee when the national anthem is sung. But for some reason, that's a problem. Like, why is it sung at
Yeah.
sporting events when you're only playing Americans? I get when there's another country there. I totally get that because you want to show your support for your country. But when you're playing two American teams, why is there a national anthem? I don't get it. It
I
seems
don't
weird
know.
to me.
We get to have two national anthems apparently at the Super Bowl this year. We get to have the black national anthem and then the national anthem
Sorry,
because
sorry,
that's
what?
a thing.
A Dr. Dre song or something?
No, I think it's a song like Uplift All Your Voices or something. Well, I don't know what the heck the title of it is.
I mean, I
Jamie,
It's
guess at least your president isn't changing the lyrics of the national anthem to be
true
more
that.
Lift
inclusive.
yeah, it's Lift Every Voice and Sing, a song from 1900 that was popular during the civil rights movement. So it has become the black national anthem.
You would figure that they'd want to avoid segregation.
You know,
And instead of
I
giving
don't
people their own little special song, why don't you just make everybody part of one song?
well that's what I think. But what do I know? I'm just a white guy. I don't have an opinion anymore. I'm not allowed to. So
Mhm.
my thought is the same way. It's like I saw an interview with Morgan Freeman, where he's basically saying, you know, I don't think there should be a Black History Month. He says black people are just part of American history. They don't need to be divided into a separate month. They just need to be celebrated all the time, just like everybody does, just like anybody who's an American,
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I mean. Don't
And
segregate it. Make
yeah,
everybody part of the same thing. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not an expert at absolutely anything, so maybe my opinion should just be shut the fuck up,
Wait a minute. You're not an expert at everything,
except for
but
answering questions.
but the name of this podcast is Answers for Everything.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't guarantee the right answers.
No, no,
So,
they're just answers.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Speaking
Well,
of
in that
speaking of
case,
answers, I believe you have a chart that you had many questions about, and
I do.
I hope Josh and I have answers for you.
Let's
Josh,
Josh,
go.
do
have you seen the chart?
I have not.
you know what the chart
Oh,
is?
You referred to it briefly at dinner the other night. Something to do with pooping
Oh my God.
yes,
It's a
yes.
like a European map
of all
of
the different
It's
poops.
how
it is
many, sorry?
bowel movements. How many bowel movements was it per week? Yes. How many bowel movements per week average for different countries in Europe? Let me see if I can get Jamie to pull that up here for you and get you a copy.
Well, Jamie is
Uh
at your beck and call. You know that.
I like it when Jamie's at my beck and call.
Jamie's a dude.
Oh, well,
Now you
still.
love that Jamie's at your beck and call.
Yes, yes, I do. So let me see if I can get Jamie to forward that over to you there, just so we all have a refreshed copy of this great poop chart, which, by the way, interestingly enough, the colors of the chart are all varying shades of brown. So I guess that's appropriate. I just noticed that. That was kind of cool to notice.
So it
And
is Europe.
and and the darker the color, the more pooping it is. Yes, it's Europe. So
So
do you have the chart there in
yeah,
front of you now?
I'm looking at the chart that Jamie sent over.
So it's interesting.
So this is average number of bowel movements per week based off of country you live in.
Yes.
But it doesn't say
Yes.
how many people that they spoke to or conducted this from.
Yeah, I would have to look at the article and see if it said how many people were surveyed. I mean, you know, it could have been like five people, you know, with somebody with like
Yeah.
IBS colitis or something. I don't know.
So I'm gonna start off by asking you guys on a weekly basis, how many times, Josh, would you think you defecate over a
In a
week?
7 day week,
7 day week.
7 times.
All right. Charlie Ray?
I would say somewhere between 15 to 23.
Okay.
So basically, some days are two, some days are three.
I'm a 7 to 18 guy. It could be once a
Yeah.
day, it could be 3 times. It's always once a day though. I don't think
Oh
there's
yeah.
ever a
Oh
day
yeah.
that goes by where I don't.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
it's very rare ever in my life where I've gone a day without helping the brown eel escape.
and before we talk about numbers on this chart, I'm looking at something that is very odd to me. The UK and Ireland are connected. Yes, they're like right there, and
Yes.
they have similar money. They have similar accents, similar, not the same. Obviously, I don't want to be like that. They're similar. They have similar pastimes, golf and drinking, fighting. And one country has 32 bowel movements in a week per average, and one has two. Are they not eating the same foods?
I don't know. Maybe they're just eating so many potatoes they're just backed up in Ireland.
So
Not to
Ireland is just like
stereotype.
Or they're holding on to it for dear life.
One of the two.
Guinness and potatoes backs you up. Fact.
Yeah, I don't
Jameson
know.
whiskey backs you up.
It
Fact.
it it is an amazing juxtaposition of differing bowel movements for both those islands. You would think that they would be closer. I mean, even if Ireland was like, I don't know, 15,
Yeah.
you'd think, oh, okay, that's fairly close. Maybe they're just eating a little bit too much curry at the kebab stands in London, in
Well,
England.
it could be water
But
related if you think about it, because one is the EU and one is the UK, right? So if you're looking at
yeah,
the
but
map, the brown part of Ireland there, the dark brown part, that's Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. So that's the purple
yeah,
passport holder people.
yeah.
And the other one that has two bowel movements per week, maybe they have different water tables. So there might be something in the water that's causing those two countries that are really close to each other, very, very close in almost every way, to have two vastly different bowel movements
I just
averaging.
think they're holding on to it for a delightful experience twice a week.
Well, well,
So they're
well, the
like bigger,
point,
bigger and
yeah.
better.
Yeah, bigger and more satisfying. Ropey even.
Well, the part that gets me, and I've kind of mentioned this before, is the fact this is the average. So if two is the average, that means there's a lot of people having zero
And a lot of people having
a
four.
week, and a lot of people having four, but not a whole lot more than four, or the number would be
No.
skewed high. Or there's a whole bunch of people who are never pooping. They're just holding on to it forever like luggage, and it's never going anywhere.
I am most intrigued overall, not the side by side country, but I'm intrigued by Italy, like
Me too.
beyond belief. So this is average shits per week. Let's say they surveyed 100 people, right? 100 people. Average shits per week in Italy. What is it, Josh?
55.
I
That is
can't
impressive.
I can't drive 55. I definitely know I can't shit 55.
So 55 is 8 shits a day
Yes.
That
on
seems
average.
unhealthy, man.
That's
That's
that's literally like every 2 hours of waking hours if you're awake for 16 hours. Like literally I mean, and if you're not awake for 16 hours, it's even more times.
It's like you take a break at work for 20 minutes every hour to take a shit.
No,
no
no, no,
wonder
no, no.
Mario's a plumber.
Your whole day is taking a shit, and occasionally you take a break to go to work.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, right? I
Yeah.
think it's got to be the food. Spicy meatballs, maybe
It's the
lasagna,
wine.
carbs, lasagna, and wine.
Yeah, the wine
So,
lubes it
I
all
don't
up.
know. I would think that all that pasta would back it up a little bit, but I mean,
but maybe the
maybe
wine
all
overpowers it.
well, plus there's all that olive oil too. That's going to lube the
That's
whole
true.
insides up. True,
They
the
Well,
whole
that's
pour
what I
that on
use.
Mediterranean
everything.
thing.
That's what I use for lube on like any sort of sexual experience I have. Olive oil. I buy the spicy hot olive oil, one of my faves. Truffle olive oil, not one of my faves.
Hmm.
It just
Do you
doesn't
do you
smell right.
do you stick the olives in there? It's got like the feta cheese and the
Hey man,
jalapeno in there, the stuffed jalapeno.
you have to if you want to get a little bit more flavor to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it is an interesting chart because we're talking about Italy being this massive outlier. So out of all the countries shown, Italy is by far number one.
Well, not by
The
far,
di-
because if you look at Spain, it's 48. Very
yeah,
close. Spain, France, Germany, Italy are
And
like your top contenders.
what do they
yeah.
all have in common? They all drink shit tons of alcohol.
Well,
Well,
I mean, the Irish
let's
people
be
only do it
honest.
too.
Let's
Oh,
be
I
honest.
guess so.
Pretty much everybody in Europe drinks a shit ton of alcohol.
Oh yeah,
I
it's cheaper,
mean,
it's cheaper than water.
yeah, but when you say that, okay, we'll say they're all drinking alcohol. Apparently, you've got I don't know if it's Macedonia or whatever, they're right above Greece with one shit a week, one, and
Yeah, see,
Moldova with one, and
yep.
and Estonia and Latvia with two.
That's because they
Just
don't
like
eat any food.
No, that's not
yeah,
true. I've been to Estonia and Latvia. I don't know how to put it. I was their larger than average guy shitting. I probably did it twice a day when I was there. When I'm on vacation, it always happens. I always seem to crap more because my body's not used to whatever food I'm eating.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
worse in the States. Like I want to see this chart in the States based off of a resident of the States and a visitor to the States.
State to state.
Yeah, yeah, but it is kind of interesting how most of Eastern Europe is all on except for Poland, which is like 16, and yet Czech Republic at 14. Everybody else is 10 or less. It's basically one a day in
Yeah.
some countries, and some way less. I don't know. Maybe, maybe it's like a hereditary thing. Like the more dangerous the past was to the evolution of the people of that area. Like, oh, there's a lot of bears in this area. Better not take more than 3 shits a week because we don't want to have our pants down.
Or
You know?
maybe there's more industrious countries where they value working instead of eating and shitting. So
It,
the ones that have small amounts, maybe they're more of the poorer countries. So they're more focused on getting themselves out of the hole. They're more focused on saving those dollars by working as much as they can, where the other ones are just so carefree with their economy. It's like, fuck whatever. There's a job everywhere. I can get any job I want. It doesn't matter if I shit 12 times a day while I'm at work. I'm still going to get paid.
That is true. I will have to say though, the three countries that are in a row and all connected with the high numbers are pretty impressive. I mean, that they all average way more craps than I take in a week. Probably those numbers are higher than any week I've ever had in my life. I mean, unless
Same
I had
here.
like dysentery or something.
55. Yeah,
Uh,
there's times you're sick and you shit like 6 times in a day, but you're just trying to shit
yeah.
out the poison that's in you.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in Panama City and got food poisoning, I mean, I was on that toilet nonstop. It's like I don't know if I can really break it into different craps or just one long
Dude,
continuous
it'd
crap.
be one shit. Oh
So,
shit.
yeah.
We didn't even go over that. What if these countries with very little ones, they're actually sitting on the toilet for hours and hours and hours and and shit's
And what,
coming.
like laying like a cable across the sub-Atlantic Ocean? I mean, it's like it just keeps going and going.
So it's weird when we were hanging out this weekend and Charlie Ray and I were talking about we weren't shitting as much as we should have been for the amount of food we were eating.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were eating a lot of snacks, a lot of junk food, burgers, Greek food, Chinese food, Krispy Kreme donuts, chocolate bars, drinking pop, not drinking any water. And I kept trying to take a shit and it would just be like a little pinner. It'd be like a chapstick size and it would
Oh,
pop
weird.
out. And
Yeah.
and then I got home, right, last night or this morning, and then I went to work, and then 20 minutes after being at work, I was like, huh, that doesn't feel right. And I went to the bathroom and it was like it was like a 12-ounce Coke bottle blockage just poured out and just filled up the toilet. And I was like, all right. So I know where it's just been building up. And
Maybe you had a nervous bowels, man.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
I can agree with Josh. I was trying to build it up like the people in Ireland for that special moment. And I guarantee you that moment was very special this
I'll
morning.
bet. Satisfying.
Oh my God. I felt like I lost like 6 pounds. It's pretty
I
sweet.
was gonna say, yeah, yeah. You feel like of relief.
Yeah,
So,
just one huge log and then a bunch of little ones.
yeah.
Well,
But
nice.
they were all pinners over the weekend, little chapstick size. Terrible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kept waiting for that. I was going to say moussaka, but basically the Greek Isles food to make an appearance, and it never did. Not
No.
really.
And then I asked
Yeah.
Charlie Ray to help me with my defecation in the bathroom. And I was like, I just need you to be like, I'm going to be on the toilet. I need you to be on your knees with your hands on my stomach. And when I say I'm ready, I just want you to push with all your might so I can pop it out. And then he didn't want to come into the bathroom with me. And he thought I was kidding. I think he thought I was kidding.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. You're making all those moaning noises in there. I was a little worried what you were doing. I wasn't sure that you were just pooping.
All right, maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't.
Oh,
He was pushing chapstick nuggets.
yeah,
Okay, fine. I
yeah.
was
You get
putting things up there the size of chapstick. I wasn't having things come out the size of
you,
chapstick.
you get those surprising ones where you're like, "Holy crap, that must have been a big one," and it's like, "Ding!" You're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, not a fan.
Well, I'm also curiously interested in who decided, "Hey, I got an idea for a research paper. Let me interview people how many times they poop a week from
And
all these
not just
countries."
people, you have to go across a whole continent.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
would
know,
love to be at a university somewhere and be like, "Hey, I need $50,000 so that I can travel to Europe to every single country and speak to 100 people in each country so I can compile data about how many times a week you shit. And I just want to
Yeah.
know in that board meeting who's like, yeah, that makes sense. We definitely should budget that into
Well,
to this semester.
I'm wondering if he only interviewed women in Eastern Europe and only men in Western Europe, because
Yeah,
women only
totally.
take like 3 poops a week, or if they're lucky, you
Girls don't
know.
poop at all. What are you talking about?
Never.
Never, never. Yeah, well, they had a study that like a grant, it was like 100,000 or $200,000 that they did over here. This is some study of like a waste of money that was done by the government, and they did this grant for like $200,000 on a study of whether or not giving quail cocaine made them have more sex. I'm like, seriously? Seriously? 200 plus $1,000 of tax money to figure out if quails have sex more on. Are you planning on going out and dousing like, oh, let's get the quails. We need more quail. Let's get them
Are,
all higher in balls.
are you
I
not
mean,
impressed with the person who actually got
wrote
that
that.
funding?
Yeah, I am impressed. It was probably Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
You should
no
And he
doubt.
probably and the cocaine probably didn't get to the quails. He just wrote down, yes, they fuck more. Thanks for the money.
you need to hire those people for your sales department for any
Yeah.
company. That's a salesman or salesperson, sorry.
Yes, that is a salesperson. So, any other thoughts or questions we want to go over on the poop chart? I'm just, like I
Well,
said, I'm just laughing the fact that it's all brown. That's just the icing on the cake.
yeah,
It's
it's weird that we never
all
thought about
shades of
that
brown.
before
Yeah,
and never even clued in.
What if the
yeah.
countries who have the lowest numbers, maybe it's like a higher chance of a savage rapes there, so they don't want to drop their trousers as much because there's a chance they're going to
Hmm.
get raped?
Well, I am impressed that a country can have the average of one, because that means there's a lot of zeros. Again, any country that's got a really low number, it means there has to be some zeros in there, a lot of them. So
And there's no way every single person in all the countries got together to say, let's fuck with these numbers. Tell them one,
no,
right?
no,
But if
I
somebody
would have,
asked you, if somebody came to your door and asked you, they say they're doing this survey, would you answer it? Or would you just say,
Absolutely.
I
yeah, I would.
would.
I'd probably say 14.
But how many
Probably what I'd
people
say
do you think
twice a
said,
day.
just go away, please? Just go away.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
What are you
pooping.
asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
How
my
many
God,
bowel
they'd have to
movements
get
do you
like
have?
translators too. So it's not just like money to fly there to be housed,
Yeah.
to get in cars. Like they have to like get people to translate it all.
Well, they would have just done cold calls. There's no way
Well,
they send someone out there.
Well, here's the thing. If somebody asks you, "Hey, what do you think a country's average bowel movements would be?" You'd probably think, "Oh, they probably average at least two a day." I expect most countries to be somewhere between, 12 and 30,
yeah,
or
I would
whatever.
say 10. For me, I'd be like, yeah, I think normal is probably 10,
Yeah,
maybe.
a couple days you only have one, a couple days you have two,
Yeah,
average,
that's what
average.
I would think.
Yeah, but then you get 55. You're like, what the hell is wrong with your buttholes in that country? Or
Well,
what is
just
wrong with your food? You
just
know?
imagine, if you will, you're the person conducting the survey, and your first stop is like Sweden.
Right.
And then the people in Sweden are like 15. You're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then
Right.
you go over to Norway and they're like 8. And you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You go over to Finland, they say 7. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. And then your flight takes you to Italy and they're like 55. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Like
When
when you
your date has to excuse herself 3 times during dinner to go take a crap. Sorry, I gotta take a crap. What the hell? You just had an appetizer only.
But yeah, it's got to mess with you depending on where they started the survey. If they started where the like normal countries were, like the normal amount of bowel movements in those countries, and then you go to the 55 and the 48 and the 39, do you start to question like, okay, what the fuck is happening in this part of Europe?
You know what I really feel sorry for? It's the
Hmm.
guys who have to work at the sanitation department, like the wastewater treatment people. Oh my God.
In Italy
They're
and
like,
Spain,
tidal wave.
it'd be terrible.
They must get a lot of like diaper rash shitting that many times. I bet you they sell a lot of baby powder in Italy.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm curious. I may look this article up again and see if I can get some more info on this topic,
I mean,
It is a
because
fascinating topic.
what if it's a completely fake article? and we've been sitting here talking about it as if it was like word of God.
I don't know. I'm really curious on what the U.S. is like if they did one like state by state. Like, what if
Yeah.
there's a couple of states in the U.S. that are only like three, and because it's like all they eat is vegan food and nothing ever comes out. Like, plants grow out of their butt. It never
Well, I
like
don't know.
poops
I
out.
I was told by a vegan that when they changed to the vegan diet, their shit and their farts smell like a rancid dying dog. Like like legit, like their farts go from normal fart smell, which is not good, to everybody has to clear out of the fucking house. And it goes on for like 6, 7 months until your body's adjusted to your new diet. So going to the chemical shit that you're eating really changes your flatulence.
Hmm.
That's just what I was told by somebody who did that.
I believe it.
Well, I would definitely not want to date a girl who is just converting to veganism. Be like, hey, I tell you what, hit me up in about 8 months when your body's no longer producing smells that would fucking gag a charging rhino
But how
and
how
drop it
hot
in its tracks.
how hot would she have to be for you to continue dating her?
Pretty hot.
Really?
If she had really bad flatulence like that, she'd have to be pretty hot. Or I'd have to have a really strong nose clip. One of the two.
I don't think she'd appreciate that in the bedroom.
I don't know. I mean, you just got to figure that if she's farting those nasty farts, some of that's going to be trapped in her underwear and just marinating the nether regions for you, all the little bits and bobs down there.
It's hot.
Don't
I, I,
don't
I
need
usually
that.
I usually call it marinating whenever I fart. I'm marinating my nuts.
Yeah.
It's
Especially if
hot.
she's like rolling one up the front and queefing it out. It's going to give that extra special flavor.
Of course. What I was thinking about was we just talked about how I just talked about how when I took a dump, I lost like 6 pounds. Do you guys happen to know the stats on the weight of normal bowel movements or the weight of what poop can be held in your colon? Would you like to know?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so Josh, you're thinking that the people in Ireland are just packing away the insides of their body and packing it and waiting for that one joyous moment where they can just like sit on their throne and release, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the
Yeah.
the average human, if you're between 5.5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, you can hold 20 to 25 pounds worth of feces in your colon.
Oh my God.
If you let it build up and build up and build up and build up, you could literally
Right.
gain 25 pounds by not excreting that stuff. But that's not the healthy thing to do because do you know how
Well,
much the average dump actually weighs? If you were to weigh your average dump from your average person, what do you guys think
pound,
that weight
pa
is?
pound and a half.
That's what I was thinking too. Pound, pound and a half.
Quarter pound to a pound.
Quarter
Wow.
pounder.
Well, I guess I'm above average.
That's McDonald's new slogan. Like that's going to be their new thing. But so yeah, if your body can hold 20 to 25 pounds, but you're only excreting a pound of it, can you
Ugh.
really save 25 dumps in your body? That chart we're looking at says yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
it
gonna say that person
suggests.
who's yeah, that person who's taking one dump a week, that's probably 25 pounds.
Or they're just not eating. I don't know.
What
I don't know how it works. I'm terrified of thinking about not taking a dump. I
Oh,
want
it's
to get that
bizarre.
stuff out.
I look forward to having a daily dump, honestly. Gotta get that stuff out of you, man.
Yeah, makes you
I
feel
mean,
better.
yeah. I mean, I don't plan to do it. I don't get off on it. Do I wish the
Well,
body didn't
no.
need to? Yeah, that'd be great if the body didn't need to. That'd be awesome. We'd save money on
Yeah.
toilet paper or bidets or wet wipes, whatever you guys use. I don't know your procedure. I'm a toilet paper guy. I would like to get
Yeah.
a little bidet attached to my toilet bowl so that I spend less money on toilet paper and my butthole is extra clean.
That'd be nice.
I want to invest in one of those $10,000 Japanese toilets like they had like talked about on South Park.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys stand up when you wipe, or do you stay sitting and like lean forward?
I sort of lean forward and spread my butt cheeks a little bit by lifting up one side just so I can get up the crevasse.
Not me. I stand up and get her done standing the whole time.
Hmm.
Well, at least I don't feel weird now because I'm kind of the same as Josh. So
Look
You're a
at that.
stander?
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
always
not.
have been.
Here's the thing though. Here's one. Okay, since we're going into a way too much topic that people don't really
Oh
want to
yeah.
know about with poop, uh, I don't have skid marks. I don't get skid marks on my underwear. I don't. I know
I
how to
do.
wipe my ass properly.
I'm assuming it's from wet farts.
Yeah, probably sharding.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe, maybe. I
I'm a
don't know.
frequent farter.
I don't know. I've heard women complaining about their boyfriends and like
I've heard that
crappy
too.
underwear, and I'm like, how do these guys? I mean, like these guys literally just do like one pass.
Are you not wiping? Like,
No.
Oh yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather use a whole roll of toilet paper to wipe to make sure it's done
yeah, me
versus
too.
doing one wipe and walking away and be like, yeah, that might be all right.
Here's another
Yeah.
question for you.
Yeah.
If you're like out and about, will you hold it until you get home to shit, or are you cool with just going wherever?
I'll dump anywhere.
I'm a wait till I get home guy.
Yeah, yeah. I was more that way when I was younger, and I still have it. It's still a preference, but at this point in my life, if I gotta go, I don't give a crap. I mean, it's wherever it is. It's good to go. As long as it's not that toilet in Train Spotting 1. I'll
Yeah.
hold it fucking forever. I'll hold it forever.
When you guys dump, do you pee at the same time?
Every time.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah. Have you ever dumped and not thought about peeing and then you wipe and go wash your hands and you think, oh, the water's running. I kind of got to piss right now. And you realize you didn't pee while you were shitting. Like, I thought I was an efficient person. This is stupid.
No, I've never done
Never,
that.
Yeah, it's happened to me a few
never.
times. And I don't
But
realize it until I'm washing my hands and that water's running. Then I'm like, huh, I gotta pee.
Hmm.
that's unusual. I mean, for me, I've never had that happen. For me though, I've been peeing, and then I thought, oh, there's going to be an emergency crap that goes along with this
Yeah.
piss.
But yeah, you always sit down to pee.
No,
I don't know,
no.
Charlie Ray. You seem the type.
I spray it around. I usually get an iPad out and I look at it while I'm going,
Oh
and I
yeah.
just hose the floor down.
Yeah, it sounds like
I
sounds
heard
like a kid.
I heard it runs in some people's families.
Yeah, absolutely it does. You guys ever been in a bathroom and it's cold and your wiener sort of shrunk up a little bit, and then as you're dumping, you pee, but it actually goes in between the toilet seat and the bowl with that little hole in the front? Because you know how the toilet seat rests on those four pegs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's a space in between. I've done that and it's cold out. My wiener's like small and I pee and it's fucking shot out in between the bowl and the fucking seat
Oh,
and
I
go
see
in
what
my
you're saying.
underwear and
And
pants. I'm
then,
like, fuck off.
No, that's never happened to me. But
Like,
I've put it away before and had a few drips in my underwear, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are you
yeah.
doing?
Well, you think you're done, right? You shake it like
Yeah.
15 times and then you tuck the dick in and you're like, what the fuck? There's this
I'm like,
piss coming out.
why is it wet there?
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
my God.
it's kind of like that story about that super crapper at work who I told you like literally like hovered and like blew it out the sides of the toilet on the
Yeah.
walls.
Gross.
Yeah.
I just what Josh, once that happened to me, I've just decided I just wear condoms all the time, 24/7. I take it
That's a
off to
good
go
plan.
pee and then I put it back on that way if the pee dripples out, it just goes into the reservoir, which I empty
You're
later.
always protected.
Yeah. And I don't
Wow.
want the HIV that Charlie Ray's handing out. So as long as my wiener and butthole are protected by that,
Well,
it'll be okay.
you speak of those toilets that have the hole in the front, which is basically public urine, public toilets. I personally use like some toilet paper up front because I don't want to touch the bowl where somebody else's
Yep.
penis might have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
So
That's a
yeah,
good move.
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't want my dong hole to be rubbing against that porcelain.
No,
no.
it's so cold.
And I also don't want to accidentally have, as you say, spray the back of my shorts either. So, that's never a good thing because usually it's out in public, so it's not a good time.
All the stuff we're talking about, wouldn't life just be easier if you didn't have to go number one or number two?
Well,
Yeah.
it would be. Or if we were women, we could just hover like genies above the toilet seat, apparently. They just perch on them like velociraptors and pee from like a foot above them, apparently. I don't know what the hell they do in there.
Well, I mean, pretty soon
No.
all the bathrooms will be guy and girl at the same time. You can go in and watch what they do. Isn't that
I
how it
hope not.
works?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out. I got a feeling at some point when we're going to be like, these bathrooms are absolutely disgusting and we want our own bathrooms again.
Oh yeah, I've
And
got
then,
into
and then the
bathrooms.
government's gonna say no. Everybody uses the they them bathrooms together.
I don't know. I've gone into the family bathrooms with kids. I've gone into the men's bathroom with kids, my kids, and I've had my daughter.
Good clarifying.
You
Which
didn't
is
you didn't
little.
say with kids.
My daughter dragged me into the girls one because she refused to go to the guys one. So I'm just like standing there, sort of my head tucked down in the stall, being like, "Fuck, man! Like Women walk in
Yeah.
here, I'm in shit. But I mean, I guess if I walk out with my daughter, it's okay.
They'll get it. They'll get it. I
But
had to do it
Yeah.
many times.
it's so clean. The girls' bathroom is so much better than the guys. Guys are pieces of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
They are. I don't know. I've seen some horrendous bathrooms in my time. I mean, with the kind of travels that I've taken to rock concerts and stuff.
The portable buildings on the
Yeah.
outside, gross. The
Yeah.
trough. You guys ever go to like a
Oh yeah.
hockey game and they have the trough?
I can't
It's
pee in that situation.
yeah, it's not even a urinal with like walls. It's just a big fucking trough, and you're standing side by side, and there's just piss splattering against the thing and flying back at you. You're like, this isn't cool, man. Like, why is
What
this a
about
thing?
what when they have the whole ice in there? The whole ice, the trough. They have a
Yeah.
whole bunch of ice.
Well,
Yeah.
that's so you can refill it when you're with your drink that you had up in the stands. You just scoop it
Well,
and
yeah.
you go
Yeah.
back up to the stands. You ever had the water fountain
How's your
ones?
drink? What's that? The waterfowl. I was gonna say, how's your drink taste? Tastes like flies and piss.
Yo, free burgers and drinks. But yeah, you ever had the public bathroom like at a hockey game or whatever, and it's like a water fountain in the middle? So it's like you walk into
Oh
the
yeah.
and it's just a circle with a water fountain, and you just pee into this water fountain, and it just keeps constantly flowing.
Yeah. And you're standing across from somebody like, hey,
Right?
nice. You have a nice fat cock.
Yeah, you look over, it's like nice pubes. How often do you
Rumor
trim
has
them?
it.
Word around the office is you've got a fat cock.
It would make office work a lot more interesting if bathrooms and jobs were like that. That would be interesting.
And it was men and women in those troughs. The women walk
Yeah.
in, they look around, they're like, what the fuck is this? You're like, well, just hover above it or something, whatever you do.
Did you ever see those pictures of what like Roman toilets looked like? It's basically just like a pit with like this like holes around the side. So you're all
I,
just sitting there like across from each other, like, "Hi Bob, hi
it's weird.
Jim, how's it
It's
going?"
weird you say that. I literally saw that today on Facebook. It was like
Yeah,
a U shaped, and there's sort of like a
yeah,
it's
yeah,
carved out where you rest your ass in
uh-huh,
for the hole.
yeah,
And you're just
yeah,
sitting across from somebody on these marbled slab toilets, talking to them as your crap is going down underneath to whatever genius thing the Romans were creating at the time.
The
exactly.
aqueduct.
But can you, yeah,
Yeah,
just imagine sitting there taking a dump and hanging out. I don't
No
know.
thanks.
I'm not sure about hanging out, but
You
yeah,
just,
that would be weird.
you know,
I guess people were a lot less,
Squeamish.
yeah, squeamish. I mean, probably when you only lived to like 30, you didn't waste time trying to find a private toilet. You're like, I only got so much time to live. I'll just crap as fast as I can.
and even back then, you probably didn't have a lot of private toilets anyway.
I wouldn't imagine it because I mean, I'm sure for the most part, I mean, like people were just pooping on the ground.
Yeah, beside their house in a trough. Hopefully, the rainwater pushes it down.
Yeah.
What were they wiping with?
Who knows?
Reeds and papyrus.
A stick, the poop stick.
Gross.
Hand me the poop stick, and they
They're,
share it around the family.
they were using the three seashells from Demolition Man.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, he doesn't know about the three seashells.
What a rube!
But yeah,
He
imagine
doesn't
in a
know how to use it.
castle. They didn't have toilet paper, which I think is still weird. Like you see people from Asian countries and they have a little like a thing of water and a cloth and stuff, and that's what they use.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the tabo or
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
They
Does,
they basically pour a scooper of water down their ass crack.
but does that not
You
make
know?
more sense to clean it than rubbing toilet paper on dry shit?
Smearing dry toilet
Yeah,
paper
just
around.
I want you to think
yeah.
about it. You get shit on your fingers. Do you want to rub it off with water or wipe it off with a piece of toilet paper? What would make you feel more comfortable later on that day?
I'd rather
Water.
have a slave girl that just like
Li-
takes
licks,
care of that.
licks it
Yeah.
off and then kisses you? Okay, great.
No, no, I mean, maybe like kissing me.
Oh,
I
sorry.
tell you know what? I never really had a big experience with it, but when I went to Azerbaijan many years ago,
Yeah.
and I stayed at this apartment there. They didn't have toilet paper. They just had a bidet. So I had to get used to using a bidet, and I honestly grew to like it.
Yeah,
After
Gotta
I
have
figured out
both, though, right?
after I figured out hot and cold. That first cold shot up the ass was a little bit of a shocker, but but yeah, I was like, I want one of these. You know what else I want in my house? I want a urinal. I don't
Hell yeah.
want because peeing in a toilet, it just splashes everywhere unless you sit down. I'm like, I'm not sitting down. I'm a man.
I want
I
a
get my
trough.
iPad. I want a trop at home.
You just
I
get rid of
told you
your
that's
toilet and use your shower for a one-stop shop.
why can't you just have a squatty toilet on the floor like in Asia they do that, the squatty toilets. Just a
Yeah.
hole. It's just like literally like just a like a looks like a piggy bank, a big piggy bank, but you drop turds in it.
What do they do? What do
Lovely.
they do with it? The
I don't
turds.
know. I don't know. It doesn't
It
it
goes
doesn't really
down the hole.
yeah, it doesn't really have a flusher. It's just like a hole. I'm like,
So,
how do they clean this out? Like,
so it's like an outhouse?
yeah, but it's like inside.
That
I
can't
don't know.
smell good.
It's oh God, no. No, it does not.
Hmm. So what you're saying is we should avoid that, but we should work on getting bidets to be like worldwide.
I think bidets should be worldwide, but there's an episode of South Park about that too, where they were trying to get rid of toilet paper and the bidets. It was a Japanese toilet episode
It's the
or
same
whatever,
episode?
I think. Yeah, I think so. And the toilet paper, big TP came after Randy, for trying to teach everybody about not using toilet paper. There's too much money in it.
Do you
It's a
think there
pretty funny
is?
episode. What do you
Like
think about this?
the people that
The
own the
toilet
toilet paper also own the urinals. Like when you look at the names of urinals, you see what are things you see?
Georgia
Swan,
Pacific.
American Standard.
American Standard, Kimberly Clark, Kim Clark.
Yeah. I don't know. If I could custom build my own house and my own bathroom the way I wanted it, it would have a urinal in it, a toilet, and a bidet. I would have all those things. I would use a lot of fucking water in my house, apparently.
Yeah,
So, but no toilet paper.
I think avoiding toilet paper and harnessing the power of water pressure for your butthole is probably going to give you a better clean than anything else.
I
What
think
then?
we should
Would you
just
just towel off your fucking butthole afterwards? You wouldn't want to put it away wet still.
Well, you
we
probably use two squares of toilet paper just to
Oh,
wipe
so
off
you're
that water.
using both then.
Yeah, but
dry it up a little bit.
you're not using a lot.
True.
Like
Yeah.
we're not the one swipe, one wipe, we're done. We're the half a roll just to make sure kind of people.
Yeah, I keep wiping and wiping and wiping
Oh
till
yeah.
it's all gone.
Hopefully nobody's listening to this episode while they're eating dinner. If
Oh,
so, enjoy.
I think 10 minutes in, they were probably just like, really? A poop chart? Are you
The whole
serious?
thing's poop.
Hey, I mean, what isn't funny about poop? It's been funny since we were 3 years old, right?
That's
So
it.
that's the first thing. I mean, literally, it's like the first thing you're fascinated with as a child. And you look at kids, they love fart jokes, butt jokes,
Yeah.
poop jokes. You know, it's a fascinating topic.
So what you're saying is we have to market this episode to children.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's fine as long as I edit out the part where I say I went to the bathroom with children and I was not molesting
Oh,
children and they were my kids.
at least you didn't say you went to
Or
went to
editing.
you went to the bathroom on children. You didn't
True.
say that either.
Well,
You know,
depending on who wants to take $20 from me, I'm willing to do
we
it.
could probably cut that out.
We did stand on probably I think maybe 20 years ago. We stood on an overpass. I think there was four of us at like early morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we saw a car coming our way, and then we started to pee, and it was a convertible, and we just thought it was the funniest thing in the world that we were urinating as this guy was driving underneath the overpass. And it's not funny. I mean, as an adult now, I'm like, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hopped back because we were parked on the other side of the road, the opposite direction he was going. So yeah, we just ran down the overpass, got in the car, and left. And there's no way he could have like found a road to cut through to the other side to chase after us. He was just on his way to work in Vancouver with his top down, and he got pissed on.
Wow.
I have a funny
Well,
quick pee story if you're interested.
Absolutely.
all
We,
right.
me and my friend, whose name I won't mention, set up a lemonade stand, but we were selling iced tea, and we decided it'd be awesome if we pissed in it. And then we sold it, and it was fucking hilarious. No one even noticed.
People are like, wow, this has got a unique flavor to it.
And we
Wow.
both took turns pissing in it, so it was quite the brew.
God damn it, you
Uh,
guys. No, I don't feel that bad about the urinating on top of the convertible guy.
The mail lady was just chugging it down.
Oh,
oh
see
man.
you pretentious fuck at 7 o'clock in the morning in your convertible BMW going to work for your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 in your nice $1,000 suit. You just got pissed on.
Damn right.
Yeah. I'm
You
I'm
get the early morning Shower.
I'm fighting the
Golden
power,
shower.
man. Fighting the power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did,
Well,
did you know
at
the
least
people you
we
sold it
don't.
to?
Nope, just
What?
strangers.
Just
Oh,
strangers
Yeah,
drinking
it was a
piss iced
lemonade
tea.
stand, side of the road. Come $1,
How old were you? Please don't say 20.
probably like 13.
Okay. It would have been funny though. I was a 17 years old.
Oh, it was so funny.
Hmm.
wow.
Oh man, now I'm never gonna buy that shit from the side of the road anymore.
Not from
Hell no.
teenagers.
No, no.
I think just not from guys. Like we said, guys'
Yeah,
bathrooms are gross. Guys are fucking idiots. We're
guys
disgusting.
suck. We suck.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not
Well,
everything we think is funny is actually funny.
Well, that's not true.
No, no, that's true.
well, no. It's
All of it's
funny,
funny.
just not to everybody involved in it is the problem.
Well, I guess
Funny,
I'm making it funny for myself. Why do I care about other people?
Exactly.
e-
If I find it
exactly.
funny.
Yeah, yeah. That is definitely true.
You said you wanted to say something before we shut her down?
Charlie Ray?
I don't know. I don't have anything to really close this up with as far as anything that's related to the whole topic of this. I'm trying to think of any unusual poop stories. Although I will say it's amazing that after you dropped me off in Surrey, I managed to hold on to needing to go to the bathroom all the way to the airport because I couldn't find a bathroom. That was a long trip, dude.
Are you ready for an Urban Dictionary term? I think
I'm
both of you guys should try and guess this one.
I'm always ready for an Urban Dictionary term.
All right. This one's called the Apache Tomcat.
The
Apache Tomcat. Who wants to go first?
Interesting.
Apache Tomcat. That is where a guy is behind a girl doing her from behind, i.e. tomcatting, but he gives a war whoop like an Apache.
That's good. I was thinking since it's like an Apache is a helicopter, so I'm picturing the guy, like you said, behind her, swinging his dick around doing the helicopter, and then maybe he thrusts it violently inside right at the end.
Well, those
It
are
makes
two
it makes her give a whoop.
It makes her do the whooping.
very
Yeah.
good guesses. Unfortunately, you guys have a part of yours is correct on it, just a part of it. But
Okay.
hear me out. The Apache Tomcat. While you're tearing up your woman's vagina, you throw a cat into her gaping pussy. It can't be declawed. Make sure to whoop like an Apache Indian.
Nice. What the fuck?
And
Wow.
in a sentence, man, did you see the way Bethany was walking today? They definitely did the Apache Tomcat last night.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, the war
Okay.
whoop was right on the money.
I
I
didn't see
was
that coming.
neither did I. I was thinking Apache helicopter when I was like looking it up.
Well, I mean, I basically said you're tearing it up only from behind, giving a war whoop. I just didn't think you needed to grab an actual cat that was not
No.
declawed and shoved inside her kitty.
I can't imagine.
Is that like a turducken shoving a kitty in a kitty?
Shove a pussy in a pussy, a turducken. All right, we
Yeah.
got one more here.
Okay.
Sour cream Susan.
Ew.
Sour
Uh,
cream Susan.
I'm gonna guess that's when you this is gonna be gross as hell, but basically she your girl's having a really bad discharge and you plow her. I don't know.
Okay.
You're having a threesome and you cream pie in the one girl and then you make the other girl eat the cream pie out of the other one.
Both beautiful. I can picture them happening right in front of me, and it's quite wonderful. But they're not correct. So the sour cream Susan. When having sex with a MILF and she comes, you must also come. Let the combined cum drip into a bottle. You shake it until it becomes the consistency of sour cream, and then you put it on tacos that you sell from your taco truck.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't know where the sentence comes from. It's a little bit off the wall, but I'm a sex offender now because I pulled a sour cream Susan.
Wow. That
So
is
That was
that
a
was
complicated one.
yeah, it was very complicated. I don't know how the woman's gonna feel that I'm with if I just pull out a bottle and say, "Hey, can you drip that in here for a bit while I shake it up?" That might be the last time
Wow.
you have relations with that woman.
I would hope so.
Probably so.
And yeah, those are the only two that I have this week for you boys.
Wow.
All
You made
right.
sure you made sure they were both rather nasty this week, and I appreciate that's what I appreciate about you, Mr.
Yeah,
Clay.
I feel sick.
I don't know. I did the ass hatchet, and you seemed really sad that it was such a simple thing. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, but it has nothing to do with, you know, multiple orgasms or ripping testicles
Yeah,
off and feeding it to someone.
Or a KFC wet nap
KFC wet nap.
that's right.
for
KFC wet
another
nap.
day. For another day.
Yeah, that's what you need after you have a McRib sandwich. It's a
Mm.
KFC wet nap.
I mean, if you want to exfoliate, it's the only way to go.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you dang right. You dang right.
So I want to thank you
So,
boys for taking time out of your day so we could chit chat about a chart
of
about bowel
poop.
movements. How weird is that?
You're welcome.
It is really weird when you think about it. Like I said, hey, hey guys, I need $200,000 to do a study on whether or not quails have more sex on cocaine, or I can travel around to 30 different countries and interview them about their poop habits, which sounds more fun. How about you do
And
both, Bob?
yeah, let's split the difference. How cheap can you do them? Because let's get them both under our belt. This is
Yeah,
information people need. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There really is a study on the cocaine and how it affects the quail's mating.
And how
It
many
really
bowel movements
exists.
a week a European country's average has?
Yes.
Go Italy. Viva
I,
Italia.
I really want to talk to some Italians at this point. We need some Italians to talk to
I think
on
they're just trying
here.
to make up for their part in World War II. They're just trying to like make up for it and be better than everyone around them. It's like, no, we really need to we need to know show people how good we actually are.
We'd be trying to talk to him on the interview. And you're like, "What's that echo? I'm in the toilet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Giuseppe's in the toilet." Oh well, it's been a fun. What is your saying again? You
It's been a slice.
That's right. It's been a slice. It's been a slice for me as well. It's been a slice with the old poop knife.
All right, make sure to say good night to Jamie for me.
All right,
Good night,
Jamie,
Jamie.
crawl back in your hole, you gimp.
All right, Charlie Ray, Josh, I'm gonna say peace out, and we will chat very soon.
Sounds good. Peace out,
Cool.
know-it-alls.
Peace out.
All right, man. Chat next week.
All right. Hey, man. Absolutely. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And then the
Sure.
next week I'll be in Canada. Let's hope it's not colder than a well digger's butthole that
It's
weekend.
cold in
I hope
BC right
not.
now.
Is it?
It
God, I hope
is.
it's warmed up.
They have -10 in Victoria, and they never go into the negatives ever.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
I hope I hope it warms up. You know, because the end of January is a time for a warm front to come through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Vancouver does suck from November till February. It's usually rain, and it sucks ass. I hate
Yeah.
going there during this time. I hate it.
Yeah. Well. Thanks for coming anyway,
Yeah.
Clay.
I like it better than I like it here.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you go have fun with whatever you got to do, and you know, hope it's something fun. So
Yeah, I'm gonna stick it in it later.
that's
He
Mr. Chow.
just showed up. Yeah. She's all dressed like a ninja. All right.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right, man. Well, go have fun, and I'll catch you next week, and I'm sure I'll message you along the way.
Will do.
So
Peace.
cool. Peace.